What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are reviewing the new movie with David Harbour called Violent Night. Now, as you can see, we're trying something new in the background with these snowflakes. Shout out to my mom for hanging these up. They look awesome. And we're going to try something new today. Why not, right? Tis the season. Now, I got my Santa hat on. I got my Jingle Bell Rock Christmas sweater on. I'm going to be doing more of those, don't worry. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this movie. It was wild, to say the least. But let's just dive right in right now. We start out on Christmas Eve in England, in a bar. That's par for the course coming up. We see Santa, played by David Harbour, like I mentioned. He's drinking the night away in Santa costume. He's talking to another Santa. But they don't know he's the real Santa. So he roasts some chestnuts, of course. And then after a while, Santa's had enough. He talks retirement. He's fed up with the kids. They just want more and more. Then all of a sudden, he leaves the bar and he goes through the door, but that door leads to the roof. The bartender follows him up. She says, "You can't be going up there." And then by the time she gets up there, there's nobody up there. Then she looks in the sky. She sees Santa flying through the sky, and it's such a magical moment until Santa vomits outside the side of the sleigh, and it gets all over the bartender. One of the most hilarious scenes of this movie, and there are more to come. Next, we go to Connecticut. We see a family, the Lightstones. Now, they're the main characters of the movie, besides Santa, of course. Jason, Trudy, and Linda. Linda and Jason are maybe not divorced, but separated. They go to a very fancy house. Jason and his sister are fighting over the family business because they're loaded. We meet Bert, who is a TikToker, who's very hilarious in this movie, by the way. And we meet the grandma, played by Beverly D'Angelo, from A Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's, which I was so stunned at. I was like, oh, this is great. What a big name to get for this movie. Santa is enjoying some cookies and whiskey, just like all Norma Santas, of course. Then he gets into the vibrating chair, because why not? One of the evil guys knocks out security. We figure out some of the caterers are bad guys. And then we first see John Leguizamo, probably pronouncing that wrong, a.k.a. Mr. Scrooge. Now, this was another big name for the movie, so I'm happy they got him. He shoots the gate security guard right in the head. The end of him. Next, we see Jason saying things will change with Linda. And then the kills start getting underway. Shootings, stabbings. Santa is investigating very slowly what's going on. Family's being held hostage. Santa is trying to get out. He can't. Santa gets hit in the stomach with the gun. Gets hit in the face with the gun. The reindeer leave without Santa because, of course. They get choked by the lights. Santa's fighting them off. And then the first guard goes through a fake icicle, impaled chest-wise, crazy. Like, what? And then Scrooge punches Gertrude right in the face. So next we see Trudy, and she finally gets in touch with Santa. Santa says he's going to shove coal up the bad guys, and Trudy fills in the word. But Santa says, well, you can't be saying that word if you're going to stay on the nice list. Funny moment. Santa then talks to Scrooge. Santa just wants to continue his job to deliver presents. Scrooge thinks he's messing with him, and then eventually he tells Scrooge, well, Santa Claus is coming to town. Next, Scrooge is talking to the family. He wants to know who hired the Santa. They don't hire a Santa. He thinks it's a hired Santa for the party. They threaten Jason. Jason tells Trudy eventually that Santa isn't real. And then the sister's boyfriend, Morgan, he didn't get that memo either, unfortunately, so he's upset. Next, we see Santa, and he's trying to get his wounds all healed up, and he's tatted very much. And Santa's sewing himself up so his blood doesn't give him away where he is, and we find out Santa was a Viking? We'll come back to that. Santa says he brings presents to the kids who need them. That's why he's with Trudy. Trudy wants to know if Santa can bring her parents back together. He says he doesn't know if he has that kind of magic. So for some odd reason, the elf who's holding them hostage, he wants them to exchange Christmas presents because it might be their last Christmas. So they exchange gifts. Jason gets a bottle of whiskey for Gertrude and a note. Gertrude reads the note and seems to love it, but she won't reveal what it says. So we go back, we'll come back to that. We go back to Santa's Viking days with his hammer. Then we see the team going in to try and save the lighthouses. Scrooge ties up Santa, questioning how he got this far, questioning the gifts in the sack. Scrooge goes dark with his Christmas past, of course. Christmas ruined his life. Santa says Scrooge's name Jimmy, and then he says the other two names, Bjorn and Kiera, and they're wondering, how do you know my real name? Because they don't believe he's the real Santa Claus. Just before Scrooge shoots Santa, we see snow falling from the attic because Trudy is covering snow, and they're mesmerized for a second. Santa disappears to the roof. The elf and Bert get into a fight, and the elf just pops Bert in the face. That was wild. Then Morgan hits the elf, and then he explodes through the window and leaves them. Then he goes to the extraction team. The extraction team is evil, and they shoot Morgan. He's done. They open the safe, no money. Santa drops his ring, and while he's trying to get the ring, he finds a sledgehammer. Oh boy. And Santa kills some bad guys. Brutally. But they were on the naughty list, so, you know. And it's while he's eating a candy cane, too, which is very impressive. He also stabs a man with a candy cane. Wild. Kills were absolutely brutal. While he's killing them, something about Christmas time is playing in the background. He throws a hammer at the guy, puts a bomb in the back of it, and calls it a stocking stuffer and blows that dude up. So we go outside. Jason hid the money in the nativity scene. Bert, Trudy, and Alva kill the elf. They stab him in the throat. Brutal. Another one. Santa throws a snowball and takes somebody out because, of course. And then he hits a bad guy in the knee and the face. They take Gertrude into the woods to, you know, and then Santa goes sledding to catch up because, of course, he does. And Jason and Linda finally kiss and make up while Trudy watches. And Trudy's very happy. And then it comes down to Jimmy and Santa. Jimmy sees his name on the naughty list, realizes it's truly Santa. But Jimmy isn't feeling so nice. Him and Santa fight. Jimmy gets the better of Santa. And then, in the end, Santa murders Jimmy in half by taking him up the chimney with Christmas spirit. It was brutal, to say the least. But unfortunately, Santa gets shot by the lead kill team. Gertrude then goes and shoots him in the head, the lead team, to end the madness. Santa saves Trudy, and then to get Santa back, they gotta believe, and they all believe, and then Santa comes back from the dead, just like a nice Christmas moment. In the final scene, we see the reindeer finally show up again. Santa is kicking snow at them in anger, saying, where were they? They went home to get his spare sack for whatever reason, and then they brought another hammer, courtesy of Mrs. Claus. Santa thanks Trudy for believing, and the movie ends with Santa riding off, saying, Merry Christmas. And that is my review of Violent Night. What a movie. 8 out of 10. I was laughing. Action scenes were crazy. I enjoyed it. Definitely recommend seeing it, especially around this time of year. As always, a special shout out to my boy Ryan Keys for editing this together. Couldn't do it without you, man. I saw the movie with him tonight. Fun time. Good seeing him always. But until then, give me a like on this video. Tell me what you thought about this movie, because I want to hear your thoughts. Go subscribe to Bobby's Breakdowns. I got more of these videos coming, and it's going to be a fun time over the next few weeks. I got a couple plans. My next video will be a Masked Singer review. And then I got 2 more Christmas videos coming this month. So it should be fun. But until then, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.